Hey there, welcome back to the channel. If you're here today, it's probably because you've been through a breakup. Maybe it's something that just happened, or maybe it's been a while, but that ache in your chest still won't go away. And let me tell you, I know how hard that is. Breakups aren't just about the end of a relationship. They're about the end of dreams you had for your future with someone, and that can leave you feeling lost, confused, and hurt. You might be replaying every conversation, every moment, and wondering, what went wrong? Or, how did I not see the warning signs? Let me be real with you. I see you. I feel you. And I want you to know that you're not alone. Breakups can mess with your mind and make you second-guess everything. Maybe you're thinking, could I have done something differently? Was I not enough? Or did I miss something? It's easy to spiral into those thoughts, to question yourself and start feeling like you weren't good enough. But here's the truth. Their actions say everything about them and nothing about you. When you're in a relationship, it's easy to get caught up in the good stuff, the sweet dates, the I love you moments, the times they made you feel like the center of their world. Those moments make you feel warm inside and hopeful for the future. And you hold on to those moments, believing they're enough to make it all worth it. But relationships are more than just the good times. They're about how someone treats you when things aren't perfect, when you're not at your best, when you need them to show up, not just when things are easy, but when things are tough. It's in those tough moments that someone's true character shows. Maybe they weren't there when you needed support, or maybe they made you feel small or unimportant in the quiet ways that hurt the most. At the time, it can be hard to notice because your heart is all tangled up in the feelings you want to believe are true. You might have excused their actions or convinced yourself it wasn't that bad. But now that you're on the other side of it, looking back with fresh eyes, you can start to see things more clearly. And that's what we're going to talk about today. The 7 powerful signs that reveal your ex's true character. These are the things you might not have wanted to see before, but once you see them, they're hard to ignore. These signs aren't just red flags. They're lessons that can help you grow, heal, and build a stronger future for yourself. As we go through these signs, I want you to give yourself permission to feel. If you're angry, sad, or even relieved, let yourself feel it. Whatever you're feeling, it's valid, and it's part of your healing process. This is your journey, and you're allowed to take it at your own pace. But here's something I need you to understand right now. You are enough. Say it with me. I am enough. No matter what they did or didn't do, no matter what they said, their behavior doesn't define you. You are deserving of love, respect, and care. And seeing these signs for what they are is the first step in making sure that, moving forward, you'll never settle for anything less than what you truly deserve. So, let's dive into these 7 signs that will help you see the truth about your ex, learn from the past, and begin building the future you deserve, stronger, smarter, and more self-assured than ever. Number 1. They only treated you well when they wanted something from you. At the start of your relationship, everything felt perfect, right? They were attentive, caring, and always there when you needed them. It felt like they truly saw you, understood you, and wanted to be a part of your world. But as time went on, you started to notice something that didn't quite sit right. The affection, the attention, they seemed to come in waves. And those waves? They always seemed to crash in when they needed something from you. Maybe they needed emotional support when they were feeling down. Maybe they wanted your validation when they were uncertain about something. Or maybe it was something more practical, like a favor they needed you to do for them. Either way, you began to see a pattern. When they had something to gain, suddenly they were the most loving, thoughtful, and caring person in your life. But when you needed them, when it was your turn to lean on them for support, they were nowhere to be found. This is the first sign that your ex's behavior was more about them than it ever was about you. When someone treats you well only when they want something in return, it's a huge red flag. Their love isn't really love. It's more like a transaction. They know exactly how to turn on the charm and be affectionate when it benefits them, but the moment they don't need anything from you, that affection fades away. Think about it for a second. Did your ex show up only when they were in a bad mood and needed you to pick them up emotionally? Were they quick to ask for your time and attention when they were going through a rough patch, but then disappear when you had something important to share with them? If this sounds familiar, you might have been dealing with emotional manipulation. Love isn't supposed to come with strings attached. In a healthy relationship, love is about giving, not taking. It's about showing up for the person you care about, even when it's inconvenient or when you're not getting anything in return. But when your relationship feels like a one-sided exchange, where their love is only given when they need something, it shows a lack of genuine care for you. They might have treated you well, but it wasn't because they wanted to make you feel valued. It was because they were trying to get something from you. I want you to really think about this. When you needed support, was your ex there for you, or did they only seem to show up when it was about them? When you were at your lowest, did they stand by you, or did they disappear until they needed something? A healthy relationship means being there for each other through thick and thin, no matter what. But if your ex was only there for you when they had a personal need, it was never about you. It was about them. Now, I want you to take a moment and reflect. Ask yourself, do you deserve that kind of love? Do you deserve a relationship where affection is only given when someone is trying to manipulate you? Absolutely not. You deserve a love that is given freely, without strings attached. A love that supports you, lifts you up, and stands by you through every high and low, just as you would do for them. If this resonates with you, I want you to take a deep breath and remember this. You are worthy of love that is unconditional and genuine. You are worthy of being treated with kindness, no matter what, and you don't have to settle for less. So, if you've been through something like this, know that you've learned an important lesson. Love isn't a transaction. It's a gift that should be given freely. And moving forward, you'll know what to look for in the kind of relationship you truly deserve. Number 2, they ignored your needs and priorities. One of the hardest things to accept after a breakup is realizing that your ex didn't truly value your needs and priorities. You might have tried to communicate what mattered to you, whether it was emotional support, quality time together, or just basic respect. But somehow, no matter how many times you expressed yourself, it always felt like your needs were ignored. It felt like you were speaking to a wall, and your priorities were never given the attention they deserved. Meanwhile, it seemed like their wants and desires always came first. This wasn't about a few small disagreements or occasional misunderstandings. This was about a pattern. It's the repeated experience of your needs being brushed aside. Maybe they forgot important dates that meant something to you, like your birthday or an anniversary. Maybe they never took the time to listen when you needed to talk about something that was bothering you. Or maybe they constantly made you feel like your emotional well-being didn't matter as much as their own. You kept trying, but it felt like they just didn't care to meet you halfway. I know how painful that can be. You start to feel like you're invisible, like your feelings don't matter. It's hard to shake the feeling that someone you loved wasn't willing to make you a priority. And I want you to understand this. You deserve more than that. You deserve someone who sees you, who values what's important to you, and who makes an effort to meet your needs, even when it's not easy. Real love is about mutual respect and care. It's about both people recognizing each other's needs and making an effort to fulfill them, even when it's inconvenient. But when your ex consistently ignored your needs and made you feel like you were the one who had to adjust while they stayed the same, it shows that they were never truly invested in the relationship the way you were. I want you to think about the times you tried to communicate with your ex. When you shared your feelings, did they listen? Or did they shut you down or ignore you? Maybe you wanted more time together, but it always seemed like their schedule was more important. Maybe you wanted emotional support, but they were too wrapped up in their own world to notice. You tried to meet them where they were, but they never made the same effort for you. This isn't just about missing a few important dates or forgetting a simple gesture. This is about feeling like you didn't matter enough to them to make your happiness and emotional needs a priority. When someone truly cares about you, they will make space for your feelings. They will listen when you speak, and they will act to make sure you feel valued and understood. It's a harsh truth, but an important one. If your ex repeatedly ignored your needs, it wasn't because you weren't worthy of being loved or respected. It's because they were too focused on their own wants and desires, and they didn't have the emotional maturity to understand that a relationship requires both people to give and take. Remember this quote by the philosopher Epictetus: "Wealth consists not in having great possessions, but in having few wants." Your ex was too busy chasing their own desires, and that kept them from giving you the respect and attention you needed. That's a sign of selfishness, and it's a clear indication that they weren't capable of building a balanced, healthy partnership. Now, take a moment and think about the times you tried to share your needs. Did they listen? Or did you always feel like your voice wasn't heard? Reflect on that, because you deserve someone who listens to you, someone who prioritizes your feelings and makes an effort to show up for you emotionally. You are worthy of a love that is equal, respectful, and kind. And if your ex couldn't offer that, then it's time to let go and make space for someone who will. You deserve to be heard, and your feelings deserve to be respected. As you move forward, remember, relationships should never be one-sided. Make sure you're with someone who sees you, values you, and is willing to invest in your happiness. You deserve to have your needs met, just as you are willing to meet theirs. Keep this in mind, and you'll build a stronger, healthier future for yourself. Number 3, they couldn't handle your success or happiness. We all want a partner who celebrates our wins, right? When something good happens in your life, you want to share it with someone who's happy for you, who lifts you up, and who encourages you to keep going. But if your ex couldn't handle your success or happiness, that's a huge warning sign. It's one thing for a partner to celebrate your victories with you. It's another when your success makes them feel insecure or threatened. If your ex ever acted jealous, dismissive, or unsupportive when things were going well for you, it wasn't about you. It was about their own issues. True love is supposed to empower both partners. It's supposed to help you both grow, cheer each other on, and celebrate each other's happiness. But if your success made them feel like they weren't enough, or if they tried to downplay your achievements, that's a sign of insecurity and jealousy, not love. Did they ever make you feel guilty for succeeding? Did they criticize you for enjoying your own accomplishments? Maybe they made comments that made you feel bad about being happy or downplayed the hard work you put into getting where you are. This kind of behavior isn't supportive, it's toxic. A healthy partner should be your biggest cheerleader. They should want to see you win, and when you do, they should be right there beside you, proud of everything you've accomplished. If your ex couldn't do that, if they couldn't handle seeing you happy and successful without feeling threatened or envious, they were never really your partner. They were more of an obstacle to your growth. Think about how your ex reacted when you achieved something important. Did they celebrate with you, or did they make you feel bad about being happy? Did they share in your excitement? Or did they act like your success somehow made them feel smaller? If it was the latter, that's a clear sign that they weren't supporting you the way a true partner should. You deserve someone who encourages you to chase your dreams and supports you through all your successes. You deserve someone who celebrates every step of your journey, not someone who feels threatened by it. Your happiness and success should never make anyone uncomfortable, especially not the person you're with. So, take a moment to reflect. Do you want to be with someone who lifts you up or brings you down? You deserve the kind of relationship where your successes are celebrated, where your happiness is shared, and where both of you grow together. Don't settle for less. Find someone who is proud of you and excited to see you thrive. Number 4. They were never there when you needed them the most. One of the hardest things to come to terms with after a breakup is the fact that during the most difficult moments of your life, your ex wasn't there. Whether you were facing something big, like losing a job, dealing with family struggles, or going through deep emotional pain, you needed someone to lean on. But when you turned to your ex, they were nowhere to be found. They were distant, unavailable, or just couldn't offer any real support. Think about it. During those tough times when you felt vulnerable, when you really needed a comforting word or a listening ear, was your ex there? Or did they pull away? If your ex was constantly absent when you needed them most, it says a lot about who they were as a partner. A healthy, loving partner would want to be there for you, to comfort you, and to help you get through tough moments. But if your ex couldn't do that, it wasn't your fault. It was a sign that they didn't have the emotional maturity to be there when it mattered. In a true partnership, your partner is supposed to be your safe space. They should be there for you when life gets hard, offering comfort and support, not running away from the emotional weight of your struggles. But if your ex made you feel alone during the difficult times, that's not love. That's selfishness. It's emotional immaturity. I want you to really reflect on this. When life was at its toughest for you, was your ex there to stand by your side? Or did they make you feel like you were in this fight alone? Were they supportive, or did they withdraw, leaving you to deal with everything by yourself? You deserve more than that. You deserve a partner who is ready to be there for you in your hardest moments. Someone who will offer comfort, love, and support when you need it the most. You shouldn't have to feel like you're carrying the weight of your world alone. Take a moment to ask yourself, do you want to be with someone who runs away when things get hard? Or someone who stays and helps you face the challenges together? You deserve a partner who won't leave you in your darkest moments. You deserve someone who will hold your hand and face the struggles with you, not turn their back when things get tough. Remember, a real partner is there for you, always. They're there when you need help, when you need comfort, and when you just need someone to listen. Don't settle for anything less. You are worthy of someone who will stand by your side, no matter what life throws your way. Number 5. They dismissed your feelings or manipulated them. One of the hardest and most painful signs of emotional manipulation is when your feelings are regularly dismissed or invalidated. Maybe you tried to express how you were feeling, only to have your emotions belittled or even twisted to make you feel like you were crazy for feeling the way you did. If your ex made you doubt your own reality, told you that you were overreacting, or manipulated your emotions to make you question yourself, this is a huge red flag. This behavior is often called gaslighting. Gaslighting is when someone tries to make you question your own perception of events, your memory, or your emotions. It's a tactic used by people who don't want to take responsibility for their actions. They twist the truth, make you feel like you're wrong, and push you into a position where you feel guilty for simply having feelings. It can be incredibly confusing and painful, and over time, it can make you start doubting yourself. Did your ex ever make you feel like your emotions were overblown, too dramatic, or just unimportant? Maybe they told you that you were being too sensitive when you were hurt, or that your feelings didn't matter. Or perhaps they played the victim when they hurt you, shifting the blame onto you and making you feel guilty for expressing how you felt. This isn't love, it's emotional abuse. A healthy relationship is built on trust, respect, and understanding. A real partner will listen to your emotions, validate your feelings, and work with you to resolve issues in a healthy way. They won't try to manipulate you or make you feel like you're wrong for being hurt. If your ex constantly invalidated your emotions, this shows that they were more concerned with controlling the situation than respecting your feelings. Think back to the times when you tried to tell your ex how you felt. Did they listen and acknowledge your feelings, or did they dismiss them, tell you you were overreacting, or twist the situation to make you feel guilty? If you were made to feel like your emotions didn't matter, that's not a sign of love. It's a sign of manipulation. You deserve a partner who values your emotions and respects the way you feel. Your feelings are valid, and they deserve to be heard. When you express your emotions, you deserve someone who listens with empathy and understanding, not someone who makes you feel crazy for having those feelings. Now, I want you to take a moment and really think about this. Do you want to be with someone who invalidates your feelings or manipulates you into doubting yourself? Of course not. You deserve someone who will respect you, who will listen to you, and who will make you feel heard and supported. Remember, your emotions are important. You deserve someone who will treat them that way. Don't settle for less than the love, respect, and validation you deserve. You are worthy of being seen, heard, and understood, and the right person will always make you feel that way. Number 6, they constantly played the victim. In every healthy relationship, both people need to take responsibility for their actions. It's important to own up to mistakes, learn from them, and work together to move forward. But if your ex always played the victim, blaming you or the world for their problems and never accepting responsibility for their own mistakes, this is a huge red flag. People who constantly play the victim refuse to grow because they are too focused on avoiding accountability. They don't want to face their role in conflicts, and instead, they shift the blame onto others. Did your ex always blame you, their friends, their family, or even their circumstances for their issues? Did they never take a moment to think about how their own actions might have contributed to the situation? Maybe when you tried to discuss something that bothered you, they turned the conversation around, making it all about how unfairly they were treated or how tough their life was. This is a form of emotional avoidance. Instead of dealing with their problems and facing their own flaws, they use the victim card to avoid responsibility. People who constantly play the victim refuse to take ownership of their actions. It's easier for them to point the finger at others than to look in the mirror and reflect on how they contributed to the conflict. This not only prevents them from growing as a person, but it also prevents the relationship from growing. When both partners are unable to take responsibility for their mistakes, it creates a toxic cycle of blame and resentment. Healthy relationships are built on mutual responsibility. Both partners should be able to admit when they're wrong, apologize, and work together to fix the problem. No one is perfect, and no relationship is without its challenges. But when both people are willing to take ownership of their actions, it allows the relationship to grow stronger. If your ex was constantly playing the victim, it's a sign that they were emotionally immature and weren't willing to put in the work needed to build a healthy, balanced relationship. Think back to the times you had conflicts with your ex. Were they always the one who was wronged? Were they quick to blame you or anyone else for what went wrong? Did they ever take a moment to consider how their own actions might have contributed to the problem? If they always made themselves the victim, it shows they weren't ready to take responsibility or have a mature, balanced relationship. You deserve a partner who can take responsibility for their actions, someone who doesn't shift the blame onto others. You deserve someone who can have difficult conversations, own up to their mistakes, and work with you to resolve issues together. You deserve a partner who isn't afraid to reflect on their own behavior and grow as a person. Ask yourself, do you want to be with someone who always plays the victim, or someone who can face their own shortcomings and learn from them? Of course, you deserve someone who is emotionally mature, who can take responsibility, and who works with you to make the relationship stronger. Don't settle for less. You are worthy of a healthy relationship where both partners grow together, where accountability is shared, and where each person takes responsibility for their actions. Keep that in mind as you move forward. You deserve a partner who is ready to take ownership and build a relationship based on trust, respect, and mutual growth. Number 7, they were quick to criticize you. In every relationship, there will be times when feedback is needed. Constructive criticism can help us grow and become better versions of ourselves. But when criticism becomes constant and is always aimed at tearing you down, it's a sign of something much deeper: insecurity and a lack of respect. Did your ex frequently criticize your appearance, your behavior, or the choices you made? Maybe they pointed out every little flaw, making you feel inadequate or less than. Constant criticism, especially when it's not meant to help you grow, can have a damaging effect on your confidence. It's not about helping you improve. It's about making you feel like you're never good enough. If your ex was quick to criticize, but slow to offer praise or encouragement, that's a huge red flag. It shows that they were more focused on bringing you down than building you up. Over time, this can make you doubt yourself and question your worth. It's a form of emotional control, a way to keep you feeling small and insecure. Think about the times when your ex criticized you. Did it feel like they were trying to help you improve? Or did it feel like they were tearing you down? Did their words make you feel bad about yourself? Or did they encourage you and help you see your strengths? You deserve a partner who lifts you up, not someone who points out every little flaw. A true partner will celebrate your uniqueness, your strengths, and will help you grow without making you feel unworthy. You deserve someone who sees the best in you, who encourages you to reach your potential, and who helps you become a better person by supporting and loving you, not by criticizing. Criticism is only helpful when it comes from a place of love and respect. If your ex used it to make you feel small or unimportant, they were not treating you with the care and respect you deserve. So I want you to ask yourself, do you want to be with someone who constantly criticizes you, or someone who helps you grow, encourages you, and celebrates who you are? You deserve the latter, and you shouldn't settle for anything less. Remember, You are enough just as you are. You don't need someone who tears you down. You need someone who will lift you up and help you become the best version of yourself. You deserve to be loved and respected, not criticized, and the right person will always make you feel that way. And there you have it. 7 real signs that reveal your ex's true character. I know it's hard to face these truths, but recognizing them is a huge step toward healing and reclaiming your power. You deserve so much more than someone who doesn't value, respect, or support you. Remember, you are worthy of love that lifts you up, not pulls you down. Take this knowledge with you as you move forward, and always trust your intuition. If this video resonated with you, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share your thoughts below. Keep healing, keep growing, and remember, you've got this.